Welcome to E Central, the show that talks about entertainment. Nigerian singer Portable is in the news again. Asake is doing things different and has dropped a hot jam today. And we get into all the drama and news from the 2022 Academy Awards. So stick around and enjoy the show with me, JJ Raymond. Hey, welcome to E Central. Let's get down to the juice right now. One Nigerian artist that has kept social media buzzing in very recent times and even several weeks has been rapper Portable. Whether he is ranting about people taking money from him or almost causing a diplomatic issue with his trip to Kenya, Portable knows how to cause a stir. But his latest actions still more, tilts more towards professional than even personal. The rapper announced today that he has fired all members of his crew, including his personal manager and his show promoter. He said his promoter had zero contributions to his success and the progress of his career, and he feels that he is being cheated out of his hard-earned money because they are getting paid even though they are not actively contributing to his success. Portable says he wants his space and he's no longer interested in their services as they are holding him back from growing in his career and meeting new people. He also said that they only show fake love. Well, Portable gained media buzz and mainstream success towards the end of last quarter, and last quarter being 2021 when he collaborated with Nigerian rapper Olamide and popular Instagram dancer Pokoli on that song entitled Zazu. Yeah, that's some hit song right here in Lagos, Nigeria. Well, away from that now, I know that a lot of people always expect new music to drop on Friday, but hey, this is a Monday and there is new music. Today is a new music Monday, and even after the whole events of last night, it looks like this week is going to be quite an interesting one. So, who's got a new jam for us? None other than YBNL's latest signee, Asake. He just dropped the remix to this amazing song that is still trending entitled Sungba, and he's got none other than African giant himself, Burna Boy, laying down some bars, And this has already taken, mainstream and people already talking about it. And this looks like it's going to be one of the hottest songs from the quarter of 2022. Sungba is a single off Asake's 4-track debut EP entitled Ololade under the YBNL umbrella. He is also quite not a newcomer in the industry. He reintroduced himself with the remix of Omokwe featuring Olamide, which landed him a record label deal. He immediately followed up with this EP. So take a listen to the song. Well, the official video already has over 1.4 million views on YouTube while sitting on numerous top 10 streaming charts across the continent. And hey, we were at, the debut, the premiere of an amazing movie. Let me give you the whole gist. Prolific Nollywood director Kayode Peters is back with a new movie. The movie is called I Am Nazi, and it tells the story of how a musician's life is turned around and turned upside down when she accidentally switches places with someone who looks exactly like her. Quite an interesting plot right there. Well, it stars a whole of, superstars, and an amazing producer too who is making her debut. Her name, Chinonso Arugbai. This is how it went at the premiere. We're here in Lagos, Nigeria for the world premiere of the movie entitled I Am Nazi. I'm talking about the movie by prolific Nollywood actor, producer and director Kayode Peters, and the movie that also sees Nollywood actress Chinonso Arugbai make her debut as a producer. Now, it's such an interesting plot, but I'm not going to tell you everything about this movie. I'll simply let the cast and crew come on this carpet alongside movie enthusiasts who've come from all around the world to come experience I Am Nazi. Now, while the movie says I Am Nazi, I am JJ Raymond.
Why is he here?
He's just here for footage, that's all.
We already discussed this. Today is supposed to be our alone time. We're supposed to spend time together. He's not supposed to be here.
Pretty much I've just come to see how well she was able to embody the two roles that she's taken. Yes, and just be supportive and celebrate her for being such a hard and committed worker, yes.
Oh my God.
And then she has this crazy accent.
I am here for the premiere of I Am Nazi. It's Chinonso Aribai's debut production. I mean, I've seen her as an actress, I've seen her as an influencer, and then I just feel like it'll be really amazing to now see her as a producer.
So from tonight's movie, I saw a lot of talent in it, and it's like the storyline as well is quite interesting.
Refreshing. That's the only word that comes to mind, to be honest. And I'm particularly excited about, a character. I mean, Darren's character, because he's quite eccentric in like real life. And in the trailer, he seemed a little bit, level-headed and put together. I'm just like, that'd be really interesting.
I mean, besides Darren, who else are you looking forward to seeing right now?
I mean, Chinonso, this is her first film that she's directed. Jide is in this movie as well, and it's a Kaide Pizzas film, so of course it's going to be amazing.
I didn't wait in this.
Hey, that's rude and inappropriate.
Kaide Peters really did great on this one, and hey, kudos to Chinonso Arubai for really producing an amazing movie. I've seen it, and you need to go watch it. Come on, go to the cinemas and see I Am Nazi. I'm JJ Raymond for News Central. Well, I had fun on that carpet. Moving away from that, well, still in Nollywood actor Gideon Okeke stopped by to talk about his latest movie called Obsession. Without giving away too much about this movie, the movie is centered around body dysmorphic disorder, or BDD, something rarely talked about and even more rarely portrayed on screen in Nigeria. Gideon shared a few details with us.
It starts the conversation, at least, to even say, to tee off your question. This speaks about body dysmorphia being the first time myself I'm even introduced to the word, and to even know that people live like that. So for as long as it's speaking to someone out there, then becomes my choice to say, okay, I want to do this or I don't want to do it. So that's for the fact that we have to even start this as a conversation. The curiosity of, people live like this, I thought to do it.
And why is it important to raise awareness right here in Africa about BDD?
Well, about BDD, because, this is Africa, and a lot of things go past because of ignorance. Sometimes we call a lot of things witchcraft, we call a lot of things village people. What if you knew that somebody goes through, has a mental illness associated with their excessive focus on their perceived deformity? That's what body dysmorphia is. You never know if there is a medical term or a medical condition that speaks to,
And you played John, the husband in the middle of the issue.
Right, the meat and the potatoes.
When you got that script, how did you react to it? What exactly drew your attention to the script? What drew your interest to that role?
Well, first of all, it made me go straight to the dictionary. What's body dysmorphia? Who lives like this? People live like this? That was enough. It was almost enough for me to query the situation. Why are we making this film? But then there are people out there who live like that, who have issues, mental issues relating to body deformities and stuff. So yes, it was a real good premise to say, let me engage this.
That is what movie you need to see, and kudos to Gideon Okeke. And don't be deceived by how funny and whatever Nigerians are saying or doing on social media. Omo, we are facing things right here. And rather than do a play that simply makes Nigerians laugh, Checkpoint was put together to make Nigerians reflect on what's going on and what's going wrong with the society. The play was this weekend, and my homegirl, Bobalola Bolanle Oluchi, was right there, and she's got the gist for us.
We're here to witness the comedy stage play by Twale Media Productions titled Checkpoint. Now, Checkpoint is taking us away from the serious issues of life, from the intrigues of Nigeria, to take us to a different realm where they expect us to relax, chill, laugh, and have a good time.
the politicians are not the problem. Those at the top are not the problem. It's the people, because they were also once the people. So let's do something that we can use to check ourselves by our own self.
Checkpoint is a satire, so correcting the ills of the society.
I've been a fan of the show for a couple of years now, Checkpoint. So when he called me, I was like, yes, this is the time.
If this is how police people dress, I'll be joining the police.
No, I'm a corporal on special duty.
A chief priest, sort of, and but well, not the right kind of chief priest, the 419 kind of chief priest.
We always find humor in everything, so it was good to actually remind us that these are actually real life issues.
This is Checkpoint 4, and it was fantastic. So this is all we have for you on Entertainment Talk today. Until next time, make sure you stay tuned to News Central. I am Bolanle Oluchi Babalola.
Well, theater comes alive on that one, Checkpoint 4. You need to go see that. When next the whole production comes on stage. And talking about some international stories right now, the international scene has been dominated by the news coming from the Oscars night. Yeah, but unfortunately, the wins have been overshadowed by the slap. Yeah, that hit around the world. I think that should even get into the Guinness World Records for the loudest slap in history. Well, I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the slappy of the 2022 Oscars after this. Stick around. Hey, Charlotte Thompson, good afternoon.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good. So good to have you join us today.
Awesome.
All right, so could you please put your phone on landscape?
Sure.
Auto rotate. Yeah,
Is
perfect.
it good? Are we good?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
All right.
And so we'll be talking with you shortly in about a minute.
All right.
This is E-Central. We've been talking about a lot of things from the scenes right here in Africa, but let's get down to the international scenes right now. This year's Oscars have been handed out in Los Angeles, honoring the American movie industry's finest from the past 12 months. The night's biggest movie was sci-fi epic Dune, which won 6 awards, including technical categories for Best Visual Effects and Best Cinematography. The talk of winners has been lost in the social media buzz surrounding Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. And to talk about the Oscars, joining us today on E-Central is film consultant Shola Thompson. Thanks for joining us, Shola Thompson.
Hey, a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Omo, there is nowhere else to talk, start this whole conversation from other than that big slap that everyone heard from all around the world. First, do you think it was staged or was it real?
So it's hard to, so I think when Will Smith was walking up to the stage, you could see Chris Rock's surprise. And then when he connected, you could see also Chris Rock, he was still in shock. And then if you think about how Chris Rock responded and the words he used on live TV, you can tell this is not something the Oscars were looking to actually use as free PR. And then Chris Rock stumbled on his words after to say, giving documentary to, it was very shocking. And again, I mean, let's face facts. The Oscars, they don't really they wouldn't bend to the need to try to be let's try and get our ratings back, because if they wanted to do that, all they had to do was nominate, let's say, Spider-Man Far From Home, or No Way Home rather, Spider-Man No Way Home as maybe Best Picture, and then of course a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, they are doing more interesting movies, but no, the Oscars have maintained their standard. So I think this would be really classless of them. Unfortunately, the person who actually brought the classlessness, even though this is seriously argued, I'll have to say it's Will Smith with his actions, which was very much uncalled for.
And talking about class, right here, Shola, comedians make a lot of jokes. I mean, funny ones, bad ones, crass ones. How surprised were you that Will Smith took that joke quite personally? I mean, he took it to heart. I mean, talking about the joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Were you shocked about that?
I was surprised. Now we know there's history. In the past, we had Chris Rock tease Jada Pinkett Smith to say, "Oh, Jada said she was going to boycott the Oscars." Well, how would you boycott the Oscars if you were not invited? I have a feeling this was the 2016 Oscars. I have a very strong feeling this didn't go down well with Will Smith. So he had already kept some, let's say, beef, bad mind towards Chris Rock. So obviously that's one of the reasons why he reacted this way. Ricky Gervais basically dissed everybody at the Oscars. So this is the 2018 Oscars. I'm saying every single person. And, and he's been invited back to back, and nobody took anything to heart. I'm saying even the Leonardo DiCaprio jokes, even teasing like the legends like Martin Scorsese, even the boss, Tim Cook, former boss of Apple. So it happens. So for Will Smith to act this way, I want to blame it on nerves, maybe because of the fact that he was he was very nervous about him winning, because I think he kind of knew he was going to win it, Best Actor. Because it's been a long time coming, so let's assume it's nerves. But then for him to go ahead and not play it off and let people think it's a joke, for him to add the something, keep my wife's name out your mouth, and he repeated it again with with very vulgar words.
Yeah,
that's taking it too far.
And afterwards, now we saw that the Oscars even tweeted that they do not condone violence. Now, do you think it was right for the Oscars to let Will Smith return to the stage to go pick up that award following what he just exhibited?
That's a very good question, you see, because it's a very good question. So it baffles me also that, although, look, it's a good thing they did. They didn't want to ruin his experience, because imagine, let's say they didn't allow him go. That would have just tainted everything. But they had every right to. Maybe I doubt anybody would have blamed the Oscars if they said, sorry, sir, for this act of violence, we will not be able to allow you to go on stage. We don't condone this. But for them to have allowed it happen anyway, and maybe what they were hoping for was maybe Will Smith to apologize profusely. They probably told him that, like, look, you're going to go on stage, but we need to get you to apologize. But for the fact that he didn't apologize to Chris Rock, I don't think that was a good move. I think that was very out of place. That was out of character. That wasn't good.
All right, Shola, moving away right now from the whole violence issue Will Smith chose to, play. You made a lot of predictions. I saw that, and it was quite amazing. I mean, you talked about who's going to walk away with the golden statue. First, Best Actor. Your vote was for Will Smith. But then, was it for Will Smith or was it for Benedict Cumberbatch? Which of them? Well, how did you end up stealing all that insight into the awards, knowing who was going to win, who wasn't going to win? Because you got a lot of that whole prediction quite on point.
Well, so for me, it's one of the things that the Oscars, basically, I don't want to say they have a template, but unfortunately they do. So if it's a biopic, if you notice with the Oscars, if it's a biopic, you're good. You can count how many biopics were nominated for Best Picture. That's one. And then two, also, if it's something that's ingenious, if it seems like it's a new concept that was executed well, or maybe highlights a problem in the society, maybe like in this case, Coda winning, highlighting the disabilities, for example, and the fact that you're actually putting people who, deaf actors, using them in a very innovative way, you realize, obviously, these guys will be put up. For any actress that does something with transformation would always get a nod. So one of the reasons Nicole Kidman, I feel, didn't get it was because her transformation wasn't very complimentary to the person she was portraying. Power of Dog is a beautiful movie. So one of the things I love about the Oscars is, and these type of movies is, they don't go too much on the nose when it comes to trying to, maybe get you to experience the movie. It's hardly about, okay, yeah, this movie, this is it. It's not outrightly obvious, all right? It's the type of movie that gets to linger, and then you realize there's so many layers. And then even after 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours after the movie, you realize, okay, this is what this person actually meant. So the art to it is always beautiful. Dune, there's nobody else that could have won for everything sound. From best sound to best score, it had to be Dune. Dune was the experience from where I watched it, because even till today, I have a very serious problem with people that watched it on their phones. Dune was amazing to experience. And then the cinematography, I don't know if they should have won best cinematography, but hey, come on. I mean, that was beautiful to watch too as well. But honestly, everything else, costume design, it had to be what's it called? Cruella, because I think I put in my review, I said the costumes in Cruella were basically characters by themselves. So there's no way they wouldn't have won. So, so I guess when you look at some of the quality of the movies, you realize, even Encanto, obviously everybody knew Encanto was going to win. You realize it's not very hard to actually pinpoint and pick. As long as you love good movies, as long as you understand, and also, look, there's a template to it, I guess it's easy. So, I wouldn't say it was easy, but I guess, it makes things much easier. Let me put it that way.
All right, Shola, you surely have a lot to say, and I'd like to say kudos to everyone who won big at the Oscars. I mean, Will Smith made record right there, being the first or the fifth black man to hit that one, and also the first in 16 years. Quite an amazing one. Anyway, moving on right now. Coda won 3 awards, including Best Picture. 53-year-old Troy Kotsur won for Best Supporting Actor for his role in the movie, while Sian Heder won Best Adapted Screenplay. Is Coda a watershed moment for Hollywood when it comes to the portrayal of people living with disabilities?
I guess you can say that. You can actually point that out, because they won every award category they were nominated for. So they were spot on with it. Every 3 award categories they were nominated for, that's exactly what they won. Obviously, you could see why. And it's just in the way they explore just the world of, the people, disabled people, of course, for people that are deaf. They explore this. And not only do they do this, they also make it a very compelling story as well. So it was no surprise that Coda actually won this. I'm sure if they had nominated someone in Coda for Best Supporting Actress, that person probably would have taken it home as well. So you have to give it props. It's good to see. And then you realize with this, it just allows people to realize that the stories to tell, there's no need to recycle. There are a lot of angles, there are a lot of human interest stories that could be told that will be very compelling for anybody experiencing it. So, it's as you said, watershed moment, absolutely it is.
Angela Thompson, before I let you go, let's come back home right now.
Yeah.
Best International Feature was won by the movie from Japan entitled Drive My Car. Why do African films struggle to get even nominations for the Oscars?
So you do it also. Drive My Car was nominated for Best Picture as well. So what you realize here is, for you to even be in the category for Best International Film, you should be considered almost good enough to make it for Best Picture. So what you're competing with here is people who have everything on lockdown, cinematography, editing, the technical side of things. It's no longer the conversation. Unfortunately, here we still have to have that conversation because I feel like just people putting themselves to do the work. You realize people that should be doing a certain job want to do other jobs because they believe it has more prestige. Like somebody who should be holding the camera wants to be the director. Somebody who should be focusing on making hair or costume all of a sudden wants to be a director. We have many cases like that. So we don't have people who are trying to focus on their craft. They just want it in there. They're in it for the prestige and probably for the money as well. So it's going to take us a while because not only do we now have to deal with just the technical side of things, we also have to deal with the quality of our stories. We can't tell basic stories. And when we tell these type of stories, sometimes you have to go above and beyond and make it interesting enough for you to now take attraction away from for American stories, for example. So look at this one that won Best Film, the Korean movie that won Best Film 2 Oscars ago. You realize that movie as well, what the message it had was deep. Now, what is crazy is we're in Nigeria. We have a lot to say. There's a deep message. There's a lot to say about corruption, a lot to say about just even religion to a certain extent. There's a lot to say, but we can't even touch those subjects because a lot of us are focusing on the money making or the movies that will make the money. Can't blame us for trying to make the money, but still, there's a lot to actually tell when it comes to African stories, but we always get focused on the wrong thing. So we have a long way to go, I hate to say. Hopefully we'll figure it out soon.
Thank you so much, Shola Thompson. Thanks for joining us today, and have yourself a beautiful day. And hey, thank you so much for being a part of the show. It's been East Central. We've been talking entertainment from all around the world, especially right here in Africa. Don't forget to join us on our social media platforms at News Central TV across all platforms. My name's JJ Raymond. I'll see you soon.